Alright, this is Gethin's famous kachri potato recipe. So we put in enough oil to cover the base of the pan. And we've boiled 2 kilos of potatoes and then diced them. So these are already cooked and they're ready to be used for kachri potato. This recipe is roughly for six people. So that's roughly 2 tablespoons or a tablespoon and a half of jiru, which is cumin seeds, has gone into the pan in the oil. So that's going to be roasting now.
Frying. Roasting itu how much eh? Iya.
And in this jug we've got 2 tins of tomato, which has been blended. So this goes into the pan with the jiru. And these are some of the spices that we'll be using. We've got turmeric, chili powder, dana jiru, and this is gore. That's 1.5 teaspoons of
3 spoons.
1.5 teaspoons of chili powder, half a teaspoon of turmeric,
It's out effect.
2 heaped tablespoons of dana jiru powder,
Touch no book.
right, so this is Dutch Nabucco. So that's half a teaspoon. Dutch is cinnamon.
And loving.
And this is loving powder again,
Clove.
the same amount, which is cloves. This has already been ground up. You can buy those in the shop. Ground. Just give it a little stir so all the spices are mixed in. And now adding some salt. 2 teaspoons of salt. And that's alright. That was a teaspoon of paprika powder, but that is optional. You don't need to put that in. And now we're gonna add some gur, which is basically sugar. And you can buy these from any Indian grocery shops. Alright, so just added a small amount of it, just according to taste. You can add more or less depending on whether you prefer it to be a bit sweeter. And now I'm going to add some water. So roughly how much is that, Captain?
Quarter jug.
Quarter of a jug, so maybe about a cup, a mug of water. Is it hot or cold?
Anything doesn't matter. It's gonna get hot and
Right, so you're adding a little bit more gur after you've tasted it. Alright, so that's your basic sauce done for the kachri bateta. So you can see that it's fairly simple. And then these are potatoes going in. The size of them, roughly about an inch or a bit smaller, cubed. And that's already been boiled, so it's already cooked. So you just give that a stir in.
Sí, રસો કેટલો બધો છે બેઝિકલી આટલું હોય તો આટલો રસો જોઈએ તો હજી ઓછો છે પણ try.
Right, so it's not supposed to be too thick, a little bit runny.
Very runny.
And we'll leave that on the hob for approximately how long?
ખબર 20 minutes.
Maybe 20 minutes. We'll come back and then it should basically be ready. And the flavors will go into the potatoes, and ideally it's quite good to do this dish a day before and then put it in the fridge and serve it the next day so that the spices have a bit more time to marinate and give a bit more flavor. You're going to add any garlic?
Yeah.
Can you show me the bottle, what you're using? So this is garlic chutney. You can get that again from any Indian grocers. If you don't have garlic chutney, then you can use the equivalent of garlic paste, but the chutney aspect just makes it a bit hotter. So if you don't use this, maybe you'd need to add a little bit more chili powder. So that is,
Chutney.
yeah, about a teaspoon. And are you going to add any green chilies? Alright, so it depends how hot you like your food. This is sort of mild to medium. If you like it a bit hotter, you can add green chili paste. Alright, okay, so you're going to add that. So that's about 2 teaspoons of green chili paste. And you can either buy that ready, or you can get some fresh chilies, grind it up and in a herb mill, and then add it. Just to give it a little bit of kick, it needs a little bit of chili. Alright, so that's going to stay on the hob now for about 20 minutes to about half an hour. Just keep an eye on it, keep it on, what heat is it on? Sort of,
Yes.
it's on lowish heat,
Medium.
low to medium heat. And just keep an eye on it, put a timer on. And with this, you normally serve it with ready salted crisps and coconut chutney, which is basically coconut, desiccated coconut, a couple of tablespoons of that in about a tub of yogurt. And you can add chili to that. I tend to use these chilies and just slice them thinly, and add some chili. You can add fresh chilies if you want, but then I would use a bit less because it can be quite hot. Alright, thank you, Ketan. Okay, this is part of the kachri+bateta recipe. So we've got the potatoes in the sauce cooking there in the stove, which we made before, and I'm just going to show you how to do the coconut chutney. So here we've got yogurt, natural yogurt, 400 grams of that. I've actually used 2 tubs of that, so it's 800 grams. This is a good brand to use. It's a bit tangy, kattu as you would say, and it's better to use that type of yogurt for this. And we're also going to use these pickled chili peppers, which you can find in Turkish shops, and they basically look like this, maybe about 4 inches long. And what I've done is I've taken about 3 of them and I've removed the head, just chopped this bit off, and then slice it quite thinly. So this is what I've done earlier, and that's about 3 of those pickled chili peppers. If you don't have those, then you can use a normal green chili pepper, but I would recommend that you use a lot less because it will be quite hot. So maybe just use 1 of those, probably a medium size chili pepper, green one. So that is the ingredients. So you've got the pickled chili peppers, 3 of those. You've got 800 grams of natural yogurt, and we're going to add desiccated coconut to this, and the amount that you add just depends on how thick you want the chutney to be. So I would say at least 6 tablespoons. I'm going to be using all of this, so we've got 5, 6, 7, about 8 to 9 tablespoons of desiccated coconut, and you just add that to the yogurt. I put it in this clear container which can fit easily in the fridge, because this is where it's going to go. It's going to go in the fridge, so it's ready, and you just take it out just before you're about to serve. So I'll be adding these green chilies to that mixture there. So I've just added those sliced chilies to the yogurt coconut mixture, and just give it a bit of a stir, and then taste it. If you feel like it needs more chili, then add more chili to it. If you think you need a bit more coconut, then add a bit more coconut to the mixture, so it becomes a bit thicker. Some people prefer it a little bit thicker, some people don't, so it just depends on your own taste. And that's basically ready for when that kachri bateta is done. And we'll be adding that to the kachri bateta. So the bateta, it's not exactly a shack, but it's a bit like a potato curry, and you put that in a bowl. You put maybe a couple of tablespoons of the yogurt in there, and then you add some crushed crisps, ready salted crisps, to the dish. Alright, this is our bateta for the kachri bateta, which has been cooking now for 20 minutes. So you can see it's obviously very hot. It will look a lot more, there'll be more colour to the potato. Some of those spices would have gone in to the potato. And I'm going to give this another 5 to 10 minutes, just to let it cook a little bit longer, and then we'll have a look at it. Alright, so this is what it looks like after about 25 minutes. You can see some of the oil is coming to the top. And this is basically ready to serve. Okay, so I've just put some of the potato in a bowl, and to that we add the yogurt mixture. Just a couple of tablespoons, more or less according to your taste, and then just get a bag of ready salted crisps. And just crush your crisps in the bag. And then pour it in over the top. And there you have it. You can add the yogurt at the top of this as well if you want to. However you wish to add it. And that's ready. So that is what is called kachri+bateta. Kachri for the crisps, bateta for meaning potato. This is quite a popular dish in Kenya. A lot of Gujarati people make this, and it's quite handy as a one-pot dish for when you have guests, especially if you have bigger scale number of guests. It's very easy to make. Enjoy.